Okay, so this one I am making, because you know I told y'all I use cooking oil. I just put a little cooking oil. This is just an old bottle of Adapt, that liquid stuff, which is also really good, but my insurance only covers one bottle, and the oil is cheap, so I just rinsed it out and put an oil in here. And I still use 3% peroxide. Some people have an issue with that. If you do, don't use it. That's all I can say. I've been using it 8 years, and I learned from some people that have been using it for many years before that. You can use like mouthwash if you want. I just don't like the smell. So, but I would think make sure it's like not alcohol. So anyway, this one is for those who say they have to ileostomy, because I know colostomy is different. But when you have to rinse your bag, because like your input is thicker and it's like stuck when you go empty or whatever, I just empty. And so I did a bag change a couple of days ago, put oil in it, right, and everything. But now I have, it's worn off a little bit, so it's kind of sticky. So the first thing I do is, with my peroxide, I pour it in the opening, and it just rinses some of it down off the edge. See, like just from around the edge. And then if you lower it a little bit, I don't want to spill that, but like to where it pools, if you just smush it a little bit, because you know it's like if you were to put water in there, and just smush it a little bit and whatever, let whatever run down. Then what I also do at this point is grab my oil and go around again. I put the oil, oh, can you see that? I go all around the sides. Because oil and shit don't mix, right? Okay, so I smush it together here. Be careful in case you left anything up there so it doesn't get all over you. And I smush it all the way down. So can you see that? And then literally I just start going all the way down and smush it, because I'm recoating my bag, right? And go all the way to the top, around, and everything else. So my bag empties pretty empty anyway, because I do use peroxide, so it's never really thick, and I use oil. But if you have a lot, like if it's really thick, like I can't think of what I eat when it's really thick, but sometimes it does get really, really thick. Then what I would do is empty the peroxide out that I used, you know, just empty that in the toilet, and to get the rest of whatever in my bag out, and just put a little more. That's all you have to do. So now at this point, it's not much left. See around the sides? Because we've used our oil and rinsed it. So I just take some toilet tissue. I don't make the perfect whatever, do anything. I just grab a couple of, like 2 squares, and go around the inside of the bag. And already it's pretty clean all the way around the outside. Now that's 2 squares. I take 2 more squares, and I grab the, you know, the lip, because that bends up and around. So I grab the lip, and then I also, in these creases in the corner, I make sure that that's clean in my corner. Now it's literally clean in the top. You can see through there now. There's nothing in the top. And I take 1 more. Oh, actually, I thought this was 2 squares. I'm using 1 square. So just so you know, I don't use a lot of tissue. And then I just go over just to be safe. Now my top of my bag to where I would roll it is completely clean. It's completely clean, has peroxide in it. Now, if you've wiped too much of your oil out, I normally don't. But you can still, like towards the bottom, not at the top of your lip because you're going to make it too oily to close. Put a couple of drops in there just to be sure. Alright, so now you're clean, you're good. And the reason I always make sure it's clean right there, number one, it's just, if you don't, it's going to get off. For me, I use the Velcro, and when I roll it, it's just going to come out, you know what I'm saying, and get all gunky anyway. But I also burp from the bottom. Even though I now wear a two-piece, that's just messy for me, and it's easier if I open my bag, right, do like this, and close. So even if I'm just doing it to burp, I still do that. I just open it from the bottom, let it out a little bit, and I'm done. So it isn't like you got peroxide splashing all over. Plus, with an illy, hell, you're going to have shit in there in a minute anyway. You know, so it's not like you have peroxide splashing around. And then you're good to go. So the bag is clean. You don't have the old odors in there because you emptied it out. The oil is cheap anyway. And you can't mess up. If you pour too much of one or the other, dump the shit out and start again. Or grab another bag. But I don't have free supplies. You know, an endless supply like that. So I take care of my bag. But hopefully that way you won't have to rinse all the time. Because I don't. It doesn't hold the old odors. Like unless I eat something like what the ranch dressing, I can't get out. Or fish. I would have to get another bag. Because even with peroxide, after like 2 days, if that's all I ate, the smell wouldn't come out. But otherwise, if I just have it once or something like that, I'm all good. So I hope that helps. If it did, tag a friend or, you know, give them a link. Because maybe I'll just throw this on YouTube actually because it got long. Alright, hope it helps. Bye, y'all.